You're listening to the Life Friendly Business Podcast. I'm your host, Erin Thomas Wong, business mentor, author, and founder of the Cocoon VIP membership, empowering women around the world to build businesses on their terms. If you want to grow and scale a business that works in harmony with your family and your life, this podcast is for you. Hello, and welcome back to the Life Friendly Business Podcast. This is the first episode of season 3. If you haven't joined us on the Life Friendly Business Podcast before, we are all about building a business on our own terms. And that means doing it to our own measures of success and doing it at our own pace. And also making sure that we can build and scale this successful business, but not at the detriment of our own well-being or of time with our family and friends. So in this first episode, I want to share a huge epic milestone in my life and in my business that I've had this year. And that's that I was able to take 34 days away from my business for my family and I to go on holiday this summer. We went all around Canada. We went to Toronto, then flew across to Vancouver. We went round Vancouver Island and explored there. And then we got an RV and went and did the Rockies. And it was absolutely magical, memorable, all the things that you would want from that kind of experience. But it was a huge thing for me to be able to get up and leave my laptop at home. I did actually do that, and go on holiday for 34 days, knowing that my business would be okay and that I would still have a business to come back to. And for me, this is the whole thing about running a life-friendly business. I've designed my business in a way that I don't necessarily have to work during school holidays if I don't want to. I don't have calls during school holidays, but of course, what I love about it is the fact that when I'm feeling in the creative zone, I am able to hop back in and do things because I am very aware of what my bigger picture strategy is. And I always know, okay, do you know what? I've got 2 hours today. Unexpectedly, this is what I can dive into. So school holidays have always had flexibility for me anyway, but the idea of actually going abroad on holiday where I may not have Wi-Fi was a really big thing. So I wanted to share with you today how I managed to do that, how I was able to do that, and also the takeaways that I had from that trip. So one reason that we were able to do this is because my husband is also self-employed. So if you've heard my story before, we went to Abu Dhabi and we lived there for a year. My husband was headhunted for a corporate role. And to be honest, we found the whole situation very stressful. And when we came home, he had corporate burnout and decided to start up and work for himself and be his own boss. And he is now a consultant. So we have this fantastic flexibility, which allowed us to take the whole summer to be with the kids. We also rented out our house on Airbnb because we knew this would be a very expensive holiday. It turned out to be a more expensive holiday, but we thought, you know what, it would be the clever thing to rent out our house and, benefit from having that asset. And that covered about half the cost of the holiday. So it was well worth doing. Just as an aside, we did also make the decision to only travel with hand luggage. Yes, I did say that. So we've got 4 people, 2 kids, 2 adults, and we decided to just take hand luggage each. And there was, lots of different reasons for that. For my husband, it was saving money. And for me, it was like, actually, we're going to be traveling around in cities and going on escalators and doing all these things. And it would be great if everyone could easily manage their own luggage, and also in hire cars and things like that. But you know what? It was absolutely fine. And I did feel like I was on a bit of a mission at each campsite that we went to in the RV. Like, I need to do laundry. I need to do laundry now, just because I just love having fresh laundry. And I really hate that feeling of having to wear dirty clothes all the time. So it did add that element, but you know what? It gave me a bit of time out as well, sitting, waiting for the laundry to be done while everyone else went off exploring. I had a bit of headspace time. So yeah, I do highly recommend taking hand luggage because it did take out a lot of the stress and it meant that the kids could really be responsible for their own things as well. In terms of how my business runs, for the last few years, I have been working with the most amazing online business manager, Carly. And so we've been working together for a long time. So we really are in that nice flow that she knows my business. We work together really well, and, we're able to forward plan and all those things quite naturally. So we had been planning this trip for months beforehand, probably a good 6 months beforehand. And the things we had done in preparation for it is written a strategy which covered the summer months. I had pre-written content for all the weekly emails that would be going out. And also we'd work together on the social media copy so that I kept a consistent presence there with my social media followers, but also with my Cocoon members who are in a monthly membership, and our Facebook group is really highly engaged. So even though the summer is quite quiet for the membership because most of the women in there are taking time out to be with their kids or with their families over the summer, I wanted to make sure that they didn't feel like they were just left while I was jollying off around Canada. So getting all those things in place. I also informed my paying members and my clients of the plans for the summer and let them know how to access support in my absence. I made sure that the right people had access to everything they needed, because obviously I have a member area on my website where all the training is that they can access, and I wanted to make sure that they all had the passwords and all those things. And, it really was invaluable to know that I was leaving the business in safe hands with Carly as well. And this is reason 2049 why outsourcing is such an important thing to do when you are a solopreneur, because you do not have to do everything alone. You need to build a team of experts around you, and this pays dividends in this situation, because what we're talking about here is when you are your business, when you are the one who is offering a service or a product that you make, it can sometimes feel like you're really tied to that business and you can't possibly leave it for even a week to go on holiday. And so it's really good to start thinking about how that might become a reality, because it's not going to be a life-friendly business if you literally can't take a week away to have some time out and be with your family. So like I said, I also made the crazy decision not to take my laptop, which was a really hard one to make. But in the end, I was really glad I didn't. And to be honest, Wi-Fi was a huge issue when we were out there, and we didn't always have it. It was unreliable. And I would have been worried about leaving my laptop in the car when we were out walking and all those different things. In fact, it probably would have been fine, but that was what was going through my head. So how did it actually go? Well, the holiday was absolutely incredible, and we did everything we wanted to do, and we had the most wonderful experiences. We went whale watching when we were on Vancouver Island and had this up close and personal encounter with this beautiful female humpback whale who came right up to where we were on the boat. And it was incredible for all of us, especially for the boys. I was like whooping with joy. It was absolutely amazing. And to be out there and see the wilderness like that. Also, when we were in the Rockies as well, and we saw a baby bear out there. It was absolutely wonderful. And, Vancouver is such a cool city. I totally understand why so many people move out there or want to move out there, because it's really vibrant, very liberal, and a really, really nice place to be. So we absolutely loved being out there. And actually, it all worked out. Everything went well. Everything went well in the business. Everything went well with the Airbnb, thank goodness. And I did check in. I checked into my emails every now and then, and I checked onto social and especially in my member area to make sure everyone was okay. But it really was okay. And the only issue that I had was when I needed to access the banking, so Stripe or PayPal, because I was a bit apprehensive about, logging into a banking app when we were on shared Wi-Fi, as you would be. But sometimes I had to do it. But also the issue was I had a Canadian SIM in my phone. And so I couldn't receive the PIN code to, confirm it was me. So that was the only kind of stressy bit, I would say, with doing it, that I wasn't able to access the banking freely. But, we'd kind of set everything up in advance. So there was only a couple of things that I had to say to people. I'm really sorry. Can I get back to you in 10 days time when I'm home, or, you know, there wasn't anything major that went wrong with that. But the thing I wasn't expecting is that actually being away, being in another country, being with the family, which was lovely, apart from all the sibling bickering. Let's not paint this as like this amazing rose-tinted glasses picture, because of course I have got a 14-year-old and a 9-year-old, and we were on the road a lot in a car, and then staying in one hotel room or staying in an RV together. And oh my goodness, did they bicker. And yes, I did the fishwife mum screaming of just be quiet quite a lot. But it was still overall an absolutely fantastic holiday. But what I wasn't expecting is that I felt quite lost, because who I am is very much defined by what I do. And, you know, I totally remember that feeling from when I left my career in TV back 14 years ago when my first son was born, that I suddenly felt like I was this person who worked in TV, and I used to love meeting people, and they'd say, what do you do? And I'd say, I work in TV, and their eyes would light up. And, you know, I was very much tied to that identity. And then since then, over the years, I've now built my new identity as, you know, a small business owner, being a mentor, doing those things I do. And suddenly there I was in this other country and, you know, not doing any of those things. And actually, I really missed it. I really missed that addictive feeling of being in flow creatively, because I did actually have the opportunity to switch off completely from work, Erin. And actually, I felt quite discombobulated. But what it's made me realise, you know, and I knew this already, but it just really highlights it, is the fact that I'm just so grateful that I actually am living a life that I love. And I am returning to the life that I have consciously built. I've made a lot of decisions to get to the point where I'm able to run this business on my own terms, around the kids, around my own energy. And, you know, this all brings me joy, everything I do. So it's one of those amazing things, you know, people say like, you know, do a job that you don't need a holiday from. Well, that's how I feel. Although I think it's very important that we do have time to rest as well. But what an amazing situation to be in, that you actually miss doing what you do because you love it so much, even when you're having this magical family holiday. So yeah, a really interesting experience to be able to go away and have this holiday of a lifetime and step away from my business and know that the wheels are turning and know that I've still got income coming in from the business, but actually feel like, oh, I really miss it. So it was amazing to get back in September, and, you know, and I have literally been bashing creative things out since then. I've done a Reignite Your Business Mojo challenge. I did a Beyond Now workshop. I've been working with my Evolve Mastermind clients and providing all the stuff that we do in the Cocoon. So absolutely loving it and very excited about the next year to come. I really hope that you can resonate with some of the things I've talked about here about feeling so passionate about your business and actually being excited to start the week and work on the things that you need to do. But if you don't resonate with that, if you wish that you did resonate with it, if you are running a business and you love your business, but you feel incredibly tied to it and like you could never step away for 34 days, I would love to help you. That's what I am here to do, because I think sometimes it's only when someone from outside your business can help give you a different perspective that you can realize what's possible for you. So please reach out to me. You can contact me at erin@LifeFriendlyBusiness or through the website lifefriendlybusiness.com. One thing I've now got on the website are some cool pathways. So it says to you, where are you right now in your business journey? This is on the homepage, and you can choose whether you're just starting out, whether you're growing, or whether you're ready to scale. And then I've got some specific resources and tips for you there. So please do check out the website. Really fantastic to be back. I'd love you to reach out and let me know whether you enjoyed this episode and what your takeaways are from it. Please do subscribe, leave a review if you can, and I'll see you next week.
Does every win feel slightly tinged with guilt? Do you have your best month ever financially in your business, but yet you feel like it's been at the detriment of your health or your family? The success and fulfillment you're looking for can only be enjoyed when your business and home life are balanced in harmony. It's time to stop trading off between life and business. It's time to evolve them both. Join me for our next 12-week Evolve Mastermind, where you'll work towards your next stretch business goal while maintaining the balance across all areas of your life, so that when you reach your goal, you feel successful, not exhausted, behind, or neglectful. It's time to take back the power. Find out more about the Evolve Mastermind at lifefriendlybusiness.com.